In this first example, what I'm going to do is use the chicken that we previously have cut for sauté. So we've got the 8 pieces, 4 pieces of the breast meat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4 pieces from the leg area, the 2 drumsticks and the 2 thighs. On here I have a pan, a sauté pan, which we're just heating up so that it's got some heat in before we start the process. A little coating of oil just to provide a non-stick surface, and make sure that there's some heat in the pan, because what we want to do is, on impact from the chicken, that it starts to colour slightly on the outside and crispens up the skin. So a little dust of seasoning. Salt and pepper. And to start with, because this is the thickest part of the meat to cook through, I'm going to start by placing in the drumsticks. So you can hear at the start of it that the meat is starting to cook. Now, the term sauté is a method of shallow frying. And it literally means to toss or to jump. So with sauté potatoes, for example, you're tossing them around. But the method of cookery, sauté, literally means to toss or to jump. So it's quite a rapid method of cookery. So the next pieces of chicken to go in are the second pieces of dark meat, which come from the leg area, and that is the thigh. So again, skin side down into the pan. So. Depending on the type of dish that this is going to be served with, we can either try and sauté with or without colour. So if it's for a sauté dish with a white sauce, for example, it might be more applicable to serve it less coloured than, say, a dish where a dark sauce was going to be served with it. So as the chicken is starting to sear slightly, we're turning the chicken over so that it sears on all sides. So the next pieces to go into the sauté pan from our tray are the 2 pieces of chicken on the bone from the breast. So we'll put those again skin side down into the pan. And then finally, the 2 mini supremes from the wing area, again skin side down into the pan. So once we're happy that the chicken has been seared off, we can then finish off the cooking process by putting this through the oven. And that oven's on at 180 degrees centigrade. Right, so the chicken has been placed into the oven. That's been cooking for about 20 minutes. We'll just check the temperature. That's coming out at 73.4 degrees. So what we're going to do next is transfer this onto a tray. And we're just going to keep it in a warm oven while we prepare the sauce. So for the sauce, if there's any excess grease on the sauce, what we can do is just carefully ladle out the grease. We don't want to lose any natural cooking juices, because they will be full of flavour and can go into the finished production of the sauce. So I'm just going to quickly take this off and put it into my small little wastage tray there. So we'll bring the pan up to heat, and in here we've got all the natural sort of sediments from the sautéing process of the chicken. So to release those sediments from the chicken, from the pan, I'm just going to dollop a little glass of wine, okay, and deglaze the pan. So this is now taking all those little bits of sediment away and releasing them into the liquid from the wine. So the wine has been reduced down. You get a lovely aroma from the sediment from the chicken and also the flavours from the wine. So what we're going to do next is going to add some mushrooms. So these are little wild field mushrooms and some button onions which we've glazed. And this is a velouté based sauce. So this is a stock, a chicken stock, which has been thickened using flour. Just bring that in and reduce the temperature so it simmers. And to finish with a little cream. And we're going to take our chicken back and coat it back through the sauce. And to accompany the dish on this occasion, we're going to serve some rice. So it's quite a rustic dish. And once again, because this is for 4 portions of food, I've got to ensure that each customer gets a piece of the white meat and also a piece of the leg meat. And to finish with just some of our garnish, the mushrooms and the onions, just to coat the dish. Just to give it a little bit of a lift, got some freshly chopped herbs, just to give a little lift to the paleness of the dish. And there we have our dish finished. So this is a sautéed chicken dish with forest mushrooms and a white wine cream sauce and some glazed button onions, served with rice. Right, the next dish we're going to look at is using the duck leg, okay, and we've cooked this by a method called confit. Okay, this dish is from the southwest of France, traditionally, and it's cooked very slowly in either duck or goose fat because they try not to waste any of the commodity. So as the fat is rendered, it's kept, and that has lots and lots of flavour, which then can be imparted into things like roast potatoes, or in this case, the actual duck leg itself. So this has been cooked in the fat very slowly, about 150 degrees for 3 hours. During that process, the meat will become very, very soft and tender and absolutely full of very rich flavour. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just remove the leg from its confit oil, okay, because what we want to do is make the skin nice and crisp. So by removing the confit leg from the fat, I'm just going to carefully place it onto a tray, and this is going to go under the grill just to give the skin a nice crisp finish and make it nice and golden brown. Now, due to the rich nature of the dish and the fact that it is dark meat and it's been cooked very slowly in its own fat, what we need is a very rich, strong sauce to stand up to that and complement the dish. So in this case, we've made a sauce from a veal jus, so it's a veal stock which has been reduced down and to a thick consistency, and that's been finished with Madeira, which is a fortified wine that's made on the island of Madeira just off the coast of Spain. Very similar to port. So we'll take our plate, make sure that the confit is grilling up nicely. Which it has done, so it's got a very nice golden colour. So to put the dish together, we're going to take the duck leg, but just to get any excess oils so that they don't spill onto the plate, we'll use a little bit of blue absorbent paper just to soak that up. And to accompany the dish, we have a fondant potato. And some baby leeks which have just been softened down in a bit of water and butter. So we'll just have a few of those onto the plate, like so. Some braised cabbage, so this again has been cut into what we call a chiffonade, very fine cabbage, and has been braised in stock and some red wine. So we'll just have a little bed of this for the leg to sit on. And then finally we'll place the leg onto our braised cabbage, making sure our plate's very nice and clean. And then finally a drizzle of our rich Madeira sauce. Maybe a little herb just to finish off the potato. And I have it, the confit of duck, braised red cabbage, baby leeks, fondant potato and Madeira sauce.